Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's. All things summer, all at the right price.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
More Men's Room on the way at 6 o'clock. It is the Men's Room Happy Hour exclusively on Odyssey. Here's how you get there. Just search for the Men's Room on the Odyssey app and find it on KISW.com. If you don't have the app, it's easy. Download it for free right now in the App Store and Google Play. Favorite the Happy Hour in your app there, too, to make it a little bit easier for you as well. But either way, we're going to do a little segment or two that is not appropriate, so to speak, for the FCC's version of the airwaves. This will not go on the air. The Men's Room Happy Hour is exclusively on the app. You're just going to get more Men's Room. Might be a little bit more blue than the normal show. So
look at it like this, right? Assume that this show you're listening to now is on ABC Family Night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the happy hour is kind of like, we move this to HBO.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically the
and
difference.
It's Monday through Friday, all weekday long at 6 o'clock, and it's the Men's Room Happy Hour. We just launched it yesterday, got some good response and feedback, so thanks for that. Please call in and join us in the conversation.
Sure.
So, but it's only on the Odyssey app. That's the only place you can listen to it. When we go off the air and sign off on KISW, we go directly to the app and continue the show. More Men's Room, the Men's Room Happy Hour, exclusively on Odyssey. On our question, who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
We got a couple of texts here. This guy, we're talking about don't assume a woman's pregnant, even if it's your own wife and she told you that she's pregnant. It says, my wife used to have a friend who was pretty large, and I could have sworn that she was pregnant. Well, I saw her smoking a cigarette, and I decided to start talking S about her being pregnant and smoking. It's a great day to find out that she wasn't pregnant and have to say sorry a million times. Also, her husband was there and almost started a fight.
Oh, God.
Have you ever, so you didn't even ask? You just went straight to, hey, you're pregnant, you shouldn't be smoking?
Yeah, that's the gist I'm getting from that text there.
Have you ever had a case of mistaken identity where you think you know someone, but you just put them in, you're not used to seeing them out of the world that you know them in? So you know somebody, but like if you don't see them at the regular place where you see them, you kind of get confused when you see them outside of that.
Like a salesperson you bump into on the weekend at a bar because they're not wearing a suit all of a sudden.
So they have the Fremont, they do like a Fremont Sunday market.
Yeah.
Arts and crafts and food and all that stuff. So it wasn't too long ago. It might have been a couple years ago. But anyway, so I'm perusing stuff, and this lovely lady, won't name, comes up and says, hey, Miles, how are you, man? I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, and I'm talking and I'm putting it together.
Right.
Like, I know this person, and, you know, I'm pretty sure I know where I know her from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, hey, how's your girlfriend such and such doing? And she gives me this look, and I'm like, I'm sorry, you guys not going out anymore? And she's like, well, I was just going to introduce you to my husband. I don't know. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I have you confused with somebody completely different.
Confused your sexual orientation?
Well, no, I thought I knew her from knowing her as a couple with somebody else, with another girl I knew. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a coffee thing.
All right.
But anyway, I thought that's who that was, and who I thought that was, I know her girlfriend very well.
Yeah.
And I kind of know her, but not as well as I know her girlfriend.
Sure.
And then I'm like, and she's like, no, I think the thing was, she knew me from Pain in the Grass and like 2 Red Fests. So the woman who I met at the Fremont Fair knew me from the show.
Okay.
Which I was not putting together because we meet a lot of people.
Right.
She looked similar to this person, and she was coming up to tell me that she wanted to introduce me to her husband, who was standing like weirdly like 2 to 3 feet behind her, kind of like looking around like he wasn't kind of near her during the conversation. You know what I mean? Like he was waiting
she's
for
meeting Miles Montgomery.
No, she'd met me before. She was waiting to bring him up, and I'm like, well, how's your girlfriend doing? And you know what I mean? Like, he looks at me, and I look at her, and she's like, I was just going to introduce you to my husband. I'm like, oh, my bad. Sorry. My bad. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, God, that was not good. Not good at all.
You ever run into your bartenders?
Outside of the bar?
This was a barista.
Yeah.
Yeah, on occasion, sure.
Like, I ran into, like, place I won't mention, R.I.P.
I know where it is, though.
I know. But I ran into 2 of those. Yeah, Bill's off Broadway. I miss you. Ran into 2 of the bartenders at the grocery store, and all I got out was, you guys grocery shop here? And it's like, they're like, yeah, like, we eat food outside of the bar.
We live here in this neighborhood.
Like, yep. Anyhow, good seeing you guys.
Right. Who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
We also have lives outside of the...
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so weird. You seem so dead inside. I like this text. It says, first time leading worship at a church. I have a nervous gut. Fortunately, I was the only one in the building getting ready. I farted. Well, got a little extra. Went to the bathroom, cleaned up, but I had to go commando. I don't think anyone knew other than my wife, but I was sweating like a sinner in church. I know that you're standing in front of everyone commando. Please don't get an erection. Please don't.
I never thought about not wearing underwear in church.
No, it's just...
That just doesn't seem like the place where you do that. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be as worried about that. It's just that, and you got to make sure there's no drops.
Oh, right.
If you're not wearing underwear, like... I don't know. Sometimes there's an extra drop that hangs out.
Yeah, you shake extra.
Or butt sweat. Or something.
Anything.
Yeah, butt sweat. Hello, Katie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So when I was a teenager, I had a guy friend who was also into other guys, and he thought it would be a great idea to use our apartment complex tanning bed completely naked.
Okay. What's the tanning bed?
Yeah.
So, being teenagers, we didn't really think about the fact of, how long you should be in the tanning bed for. The best part about it is that he found one of those sponges in the hot tub that looks like a scrub daddy, like a smiley face.
All right.
So he takes that, puts it on his butt cheek, goes in the tanning bed, bare naked. We're like 14, okay? Goes in the tanning bed, butt naked, comes out red like a lobster.
How long did he go in there for?
Probably a good 20 minutes. But this is like straight tanning bed, no tanning sunscreen, no nothing. Just buck naked, out of the hot tub with a smiley face sponge on his butt.
Okay, yeah.
So we get back up to the apartment, and I'm trying to find my mom, going, I don't know what to do. Now he's in pain. So we get him in the bath, and I called the nurse hotline at the time that they had, and I'm like explaining them the situation, like, well, my friend here is in pain a lot, and I don't really know what to do. And they told me, put him in a lukewarm bath, this and that. I unpleasantly had to watch him naked, learning that certain things float when guys take baths.
Oh, yeah.
And for the rest of his most adulthood, he had the nickname Smiley for having a big old smiley face right on his butt cheek.
Okay. All right. Was that the first guy you'd seen naked? You said you were 14.
At that age. I mean, he was kind of my,
I know he's your
friend,
but you know what I'm saying? Either way, you see a guy naked, you see a guy naked,
Yeah,
I didn't know certain things floated in the hot tub or in the bathtub until I saw that. So.
Did you not take your eyes off of it? Like, I did not know a penis could float. I mean, because it's just there.
That's why we get rid of all the toys as we get older,
They get in the way.
The ducky leaves.
For a minute, I was curious, but, my most part was trying to get him, not to be so much in pain. But it was great because, like I said, for years after that, he had a reputation for that nickname.
I've never not gone in the tanning bed naked. I've never gone in with anything on. I'm always naked when I go there.
Really?
Yeah. When Ted and I did the GTL lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it was only like 8 minutes.
So,
So the one that I went in was like...
You're a bold man.
How long do you go in?
I think the most I got up to was like 5 or 6, but I started at like 3.
Yeah, it depends on your skin complexion. Like
You can get burnt. Well, yeah, I'm pasty.
I say my black ass knows nothing about this.
Mm-hmm. But
It's a
that's
different
the
world.
weird thing.
It's crazy.
I know, and it's not good for you. I still miss it sometimes, though. It's kind of fun.
But I will
Look,
tell you this.
smoking's not good for either, man. It's,
But
whatever.
the talent of the tanning beds is pretty top notch.
See, that's what I always imagine.
There's no ugly front desk people. You know
Yeah,
what
I'm still
saying?
friends with one of the girls on Facebook.
All right, now.
Yeah.
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421.
And ironically, she grew up with, and her dad was parents with a big fan of the men's room from back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know this person? Oh, yeah.
So she was like, I think you know my dad's friend. I was like, definitely.
Doesn't he live in a different country now?
I think so.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. He's annoying an entirely different group of people.
Sorry, I know who you're talking about. He does not strike me as like the international man of mystery.
He does.
Well, his wife is Scottish or something.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes a lot more sense. I'm like, that dude? Okay. Hello, Denon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so my granddad's told me this story a couple times. So in the 80s, he was coaching my old man's Little League team, and they had some mix-up with the uniform, so they were wearing the wrong gear, apparently, for a game. And they were playing against another team in Burien, and apparently the coach there had one of the parent ladies just going absolutely ape on them for wearing the wrong gear. And she's just harping on my grandpa, and he walks over to the other coach, and he tells her, hey, you get this fat whore off my field, or I'm going to do it. Turns out that lady was the other coach's wife. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
What was his reaction after he said that?
He just started chuckling. Apparently they lived a couple doors down, and they never said anything about it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to say, man? The fat whore. It's like, I have a fat horse, my wife.
Yeah. I did not know she was a whore, though. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, which one are you offended by?
Right.
that's the problem with that. Like, which one made you angry?
Yeah. Like when Don Imus called a basketball player a nappy-headed hoe. They weren't mad that they called her a hoe.
This man said nappy.
Yeah.
Gilch called you a hoe.
Right, exactly. Like, that would be the thing that would offend me.
Yeah. They're different. But when you mess up uniform, my brother, man, when he first started in the NFL, I guess, 11, 12 years ago, he's super nervous. And he's like, look, man, it's an NFL crowd. And he's like, you're in this locker room. You can hear the fans getting there. These are actual NFL players. I mean, these are grown-ass men. It's like, and it's pretty overwhelming. So before the game actually starts, and most of the fans are in, they introduce the teams and all that, but they do bring out the officials just to let you know who's calling the game and who all the guys are, right? So he's like, we're getting changed, and he walks out on the field with the other officials, and he's like, I'm struggling to walk, right? He's just kind of sliding around a little bit, and one of the other guys kind of comes out late and looks a little unhappy, kind of amused, but looks like he's in pain. So whatever. He's like, we're introduced. We're headed back to the locker room, and the guy that looks amused and annoyed and in pain is like, Rocky. For whatever reason, I call my brother Rocky. I have no idea why. Rocky, you put my goddamn shoes on. Now, understand, my brother wears like a size 10. This guy rocks like a 13. So
He's all snug in
my
there.
brother had already left the locker room before the guy could piece it together, man. So he's like, I had to try to put you, because you can't walk out there in socks.
Right.
NFL does not play anything. So you couldn't even say, well, he's got my shoe. You better put something on. So, yeah, my brother was like, that was bad. And it made him more embarrassed and made him more nervous for the game.
The word. I still remember this. Back in the days when my mom drove that pink van, the Volkswagen van. It was Mary Kay pink. And
Right.
She had it painted. So I was playing on a Little League team, and our uniforms were white, and they had stitched on red letters. We had red stirrups. The numbers on the back were red. The patches that were like, our sponsors were red. And they were brand new uniforms. They were pinstriped. They were white, and they were red. All right? We get brand new uniforms for the first time in like a decade. You were wearing stuff that had holes in the knees from the teams and the players and everything else for years. And we were so excited because they were the coolest uniforms ever. It was like stitched lettering and cursive, and like you buttoned them up in the middle. I mean, they were nice. We were so excited. So the only thing the coach says, like, look, guys, just tell your moms don't use bleach. All right? That's it. That's all you need to know. Okay. I don't tell my mom that.
That's the one thing he told you to do.
The only thing. Okay,
the one thing he told you to say.
I just take my uniform and just throw it on the ground in the laundry bag because I'm supposed to. Whenever I came in from sport events, especially football practice, I was not allowed in the house.
Right.
I had to take my clothes off, basically a mud room, and because I smelled so bad, and kind of just throw them on the floor or whatever. My mom would take care of them, right? So I go to get my uniform. It's the day of, and I'm like, Mom, you got to wash this thing for me. The game's tonight. No problem. I got you, man. She washes the uniform. I don't think she really looked at it because she did a whole load of whites. She put bleach in there. Everything in that white load is now pink. The towels in the house, socks. My uniform is pink. The letters have completely faded to pink. The whole white pinstripe uniform. I look like a candy cane that is pink. You know what I mean?
How bad was it for you when you put this thing on?
I got to pick out my number. We paid for these things. You know what I mean? It was like we had waited. They took forever to show up. You know what I mean? And we were so excited. We got new hats. We got all this stuff. And now I'm the guy with a completely pink uniform. And it would not. I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you could do about it. Just like the whole thing.
All year? You're a pink guy?
Yeah. My uniform was pink the entire year. I mean, it was pink forever. There's nothing you can do. And, here I am trying to play tough and be a pitcher and, knock a home run out.
Pinky.
I don't even look like I belong out there. I don't even look like I'm on either team. I'm like,
and how old are you?
I'm like 12. I mean, it's embarrassing.
And especially at that age. Kids are chirping each other left and right on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, make a wish.
Right, exactly. I mean, it was, I was devastated.
Yeah.
But I had to wear the uniform. We all ordered our own individual uniforms. There's no other uniform.
Yeah, and especially when you're that age. I remember once just leaving a stirrup at home. And it was I can't play. I can't play. I don't have 2 stirrups. It's just pull your pants down. Nobody wears them that way.
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So we'll transport back to the late 90s. The cool kid in my class had a party at his grandparents' vacation home. Since it was cool kids, I wasn't there, but I heard about it on Monday. This vacation home is boat access only. Well, they get there, there's a bunch of booze, kids are getting rowdy. There was one rule: don't start a fire in the fireplace. Apparently, they're undergoing renovations, and people forget, and next thing you know, that house is on fire. People are jumping out second-story windows.
Jesus.
And the entire vacation home burnt to the ground.
Oh, wow. What kind of trouble did this kid get into?
I don't know if he got in too much trouble. He was just incredibly rich, incredibly spoiled. But the best line was on that Monday after news had made the rounds for the school. He was in PE class, and the PE teacher comes over, and the kid's just sitting on the bench. He's like, come on, Sean, you got to get up, you got to do something. What's going on? And the kid, without dropping in beat, goes, I'm kind of burned out.
No.
He had a sense of humor about it.
Exactly.
His grandparents killed him. I don't care if you're rich or not. You burn down the house, it's a problem.
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Yeah, that's not a broken window.
No, exactly. Right. Hello, Ross. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Ross.
Hola.
Hello.
Hola.
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 Hello, Ross. You're on the air.
It's Rob.
Oh, Rob. Hello, Rob. Welcome to the men's room.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, it was in the mid 80s, and I was in the Army station in Korea, and I have a new soldier coming to my platoon. My squad, I should say. And so back then we did room inspections to see how things were going. And I go into his room and check things out. And I see this picture on his dresser. I said, hey, nice picture. Is that your wife? And he goes, no, that is his wife. I'm sorry, I screwed that up.
So it was his wife.
I'm sorry, I asked him if it was his mother, but then he said, no, it's my wife.
Oh.
So she looked that much older?
She is about 30 years older than him.
Really? So she actually was.
Probably in his early to mid-20s.
And she was what, like 55, I guess?
His wife was probably like 55.
Okay, good for her.
I mean, but hey, you asked a reasonable question then, right? You know what I mean? Like, look, she is 30 years old. I would assume the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Our boss, he has a son who has long hair. And we've told this before, but he went to a coffee place. And, people try to make conversation. Mm-hmm. So they commented that they had a beautiful granddaughter.
Uh-huh.
Like, first of all, it's a boy, and it's my son. Like,
It's better than being in a Sounders match with your daughter, and someone goes, Miles, nice work, bro.
Oh, God.
It's like, man. She's 15, dude.
One time somebody at a Sounders game bought a shot for me and my lady.
All right.
And me and my cousin Christina were like, we're cousins!
Oh. Who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know?
Cousins!
206-421-ROCK.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.
I'm Glennon Doyle, author of Untamed and host of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Each week, we talk openly and honestly about the hard things in life together with you. So join us and some of our dearest friends and greatest heroes to talk about anxiety, boundaries, parenting, infidelity, our bodies, loving and losing, all of the things that make us human. Listen to and follow We Can Do Hard Things on Odyssey and everywhere you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
My question, who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Jose. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
What's going on, my dudes?
How are you, Jose?
All right. Yeah, this is 2012. We're prefabbing the 520 pontoons in Tacoma, and about break time, so we got down, got our tools on, and we were walking to the warehouse to take lunch. And this big old warehouse where, they got the tools and the soda machines and the break room and everything. Well, the general contractor had hired some new people, and we were about 25 yards from the warehouse. And one of the people they hired was the laborers, and there was this girl that caught everybody's attention. And that she had no business being on the job site. She was that damn pretty, right? And so as we're walking up, we couldn't figure, was she a 10-4 or was she a 10, right? 10-4 being 10 from far, 4 from close. Well, as we got close, she was a 10-10. And there's about 5 of us, and I'm breaking my damn neck walking by her, looking at her. And I walked right into the damn soda machine, man. Hard hat goes flying, glasses go flying. I land on my ass. Damn, bro. That's probably the most embarrassing moment of my life.
Yeah, I've been there, brother. Mm-hmm. I was walking to work, working at a radio station in Baltimore, live, like 3 miles away, but it's like the first real nice spring day. So I'm on a walk to work. Hell yeah. And there's a college campus, Towson University, or university, whatever the hell it is. Anyway, there's a lot of talent that goes to that school, but their main quad was in front of their building, and then that reached out to a very busy street, York Road. So I'm walking up York Road, and it occurs to me like, oh, man, like all the chicks are out in their bathing suits. Like all the guys are playing hacky sack and throwing a frisbee, and all the chicks are just laying out. So as I'm walking by this college campus, I don't even realize that I'm staring at these people, but I'm staring at all these chicks in bikinis. And the only thing that snapped me out of it is when I walked face first into a tree branch that was hanging over the sidewalk, knocked my glasses off, knocked my hat off, and then worse, York Road being the busy road it is, everyone starts honking and cheering for me, and it was It's a bad moment, man. And the thing is, the campus is so
road.
big, you know what I mean? So you've already embarrassed yourself. All the chicks have figured out, obviously, what you were doing and why you walked into this goddamn tree. But just, it was like the walk of shame to keep walking in front of them like, I just want to get out of ice. I'm not good at it. So now I think it's just better for me to leer. We're in Florida. One of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life. It's like she's walking in slow motion across the beach. And I got mirrored shades on and I got a book in my hand. And the idea is I got everything positioned so it looks like I'm reading the book, but I'm not. I'm watching her. And this girl, I mean, just stunningly gorgeous. And she gets her towel. She's there with her family or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So my wife gets out of the water. She's like, you're not smooth. I'm like, well, I don't care if you care. She goes, dude, your book is upside down. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. She's like, it was so obvious and so pathetic. I'm like, right. So it's just better to leer. Yeah.
Who had the most embarrassing screw-over mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Kim. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, so one of my very first boyfriends, he had a girlfriend when he was 13, and they were out swimming. And she excused herself to go to the bathroom and came back. When she came back, she had the string hanging from the back of her bathing suit. So he pulled it, thinking it was a string from her bathing suit, but it was her tampon string.
Oh. Did he yank the whole thing out?
No, he didn't get it all the way out. She kind of pulled away and freaked out on him. But yeah, that was his most embarrassing moment.
I bet.
So.
That's a fair reaction out of her.
Yes.
It's kind of fair out of both.
Here, let me help you. Zap.
Right.
I wouldn't normally just reach down and grab someone's crotch.
No, but I mean, you're dating them. It's kind of like, okay, sorry, I just pulled on your tampon string, my bad. It's like that cop who, there's a video going around a couple years ago. He's like frisking this guy. You have everything in your pockets? And the guy's like, no. And then the cop keeps patting his pocket like, what's this right here? What do you got? Oh, that's your penis. My bad.
Right, he keeps asking him, and then he just kind of, as he realizes it,
yeah. That's awkward for everyone.
What do you got holstered there?
That's my penis, sir. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, guys. In high school, I had a buddy of mine that got a job working at a driving range. So he was the guy that went out there with the tractor and got all the golf balls and did all that fun stuff. So, we hung out up there trying to hit golf balls at him while he was out there riding around the tractor.
That's what you do.
That was our pastime.
Mm-hmm.
So one afternoon, he got tasked because this golf course was part of like a group of golf courses, like 5 or 6 of them or whatever. And he had to go across Mobile Bay over into Mobile to the main golf course to get buckets of golf balls and bring it back with him. And he took I-10 over and then got on 65. Well, on the way back, he didn't shut his tailgate all the way. And as he was going over the 65 I-pass to merge with I-10, his tailgate came down. And he dumped probably about 5,000 golf balls onto the interstate.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. Did he have any idea what was happening?
He did after the fact because cars started swerving all over the place. It was good enough that it made the local news.
I bet it did.
Yeah,
for sure.
I bet it did.
So, I mean, what does he do? Does he just go back to the golf course and say, hey, man, I messed up? Do you pull over? I mean, what is protocol when you've accidentally dumped golf balls on the highway?
From what he told me he did, he basically told the company, and the company had to insure all of those cars.
Oh no. Did he keep his job?
Yeah, he kept his job. I mean, he was, a 16-year-old kid.
No.
Yeah. That's a good place to play golf, too. It is. They got a ton of great Robert Trent Jones and third courses there. I played a couple of them.
God damn, dumped all those golf balls.
5,000 golf balls in the road. Who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Yeah, and golf balls on concrete. Just keep going.
Right.
There's like 3 golf courses in Mobile, and I played them all, so I know for a fact that I've been to one of those driving ranges he's talking of.
Would you go back to Mobile if they did not have golf courses?
No, I would not. I would not go back to Mobile. It is a little bit different.
I've been through it once.
Biloxi was actually a much better stop.
Biloxi was
had
okay.
Casinos, and they had some other things going on.
Would you vacation in Biloxi?
Vacation?
In those areas, they're not bad.
I might take a day. Like, if I'm in New Orleans, right? I'm going on vacation to New Orleans. I might take, like, one overnight up to... Because the casino was fun. Mm-hmm. The food, I'd go back to that one restaurant just to eat. But honestly, after that, I don't know that there's anything to do.
In Biloxi, there's a Hard Rock Hotel on the beach.
All right.
So there's
Plenty of talent there. Guitar-shaped pool. And right beside that is Jimmy Buffett's, his hotel.
Oh, God, that's right.
Which is like lagoons and pools and slides and talent. And it's not that I would take a vacation there. It's just not a bad spot to people watch.
It's not the worst place.
No. I get that. But I've been to a lot of cities that I like. But if you just said, would you go back there if there was no sporting event or anything? I'd be like, no.
Yeah, that's why I figure, like, Mobile, Alabama, having been there, because, like, look, Biloxi, at least there's something, you know?
Yeah.
There is.
But Mobile's like there's a naval base kind of thing. Like, there's a lot of boats in the.
You just feel like you don't want to be there.
It's hot there,
You know, the whole time you're there, like, I don't want to be here. Biloxi, at least you're eating. And look, Mobile's got good food and all that. And you're like, I don't want to eat this delicious food in this terrible town. At least in Biloxi, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
But vacation, no. But again, would you ever go to Vegas if they said, look, we're shutting down casinos? So everything else we have to do, which means they got to have a few shows here and there. Like, I wouldn't go, because now I'm just going to...
if there's no casinos?
No casinos.
Is there still, like, the hotels and pools and clubs?
You can get hotels, pools, and clubs, but there's no gambling.
Oh, I'd go in a second.
Really?
I mean, the gambling part, like I don't know. I've been to Vegas and not gambled at all.
I've been to Vegas and not gambled. It's not that, but I feel like the existence of gambling and all those casinos, specifically the Strip, that's what generates all the other fun stuff going on. You know what I mean? So, like, I know they have great shops and restaurants and all that, but I feel like people are just in this different frame of mind where it's party time, right? I just don't know if you got rid of the casinos. You can still have all this other good, the shopping, the food, and all that, but I feel like the party atmosphere would just kind of dry up, and you'd be like, I'm just in a hot place with a couple of restaurants, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, trust me, I mean, it's built on the casinos.
Sure.
Right? But like a few years ago, like 15 years ago, they made a concerted effort to get all those DJs to have residencies.
You know, that's a good point. Yeah.
Because it used to be the thing, like you went to Vegas, you gambled, and you ate the crappy buffet. But they made a concerted effort.
Yeah.
Like basically, like that's what I'm saying. Like Vegas now, like
high-end restaurants.
I have to remind myself to gamble.
You know what? You're right, man. Like, I'll sit at the bar at the casino and have a great time, and they're like,
yeah,
what is that noise? Oh, it's the sound of slot machines and gambling all around me.
My thing is just going to In-N-Out Burger for lunch or White Castle, you know what I mean?
And, like, the pools are amazing. Like, that pool at the MGM, I'm not even talking about, like, Wet Republic, like the nightclub pool. Like, just the regular pool at the MGM is one of the funnest days I've ever had in my life.
Mm-hmm. Drinking.
Yeah.
I mean, hanging
Giant
out.
frozen drinks.
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering, how do
screaming
kids,
at Seattle people when they float by.
Like, kids have fun at the pool because kids are always in the water. The adults rarely get in the water, but we're always close to the water, but we're drinking.
Oh, I'm like a child.
Really? Are you splashing around?
Yeah, like I spent almost the whole day sucking down frozen drinks that were way too strong, but just standing in the water and drinking. I mean, like when I was in South Carolina like a month ago, like Bert, DV was like, "You're going swimming again?" And I was like, "We have a pool.
Yeah. Right.
Let's use it."
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello?
Mike, all right. Is there anybody there?
I'm here.
Oh,
all right, good.
there we go.
There we go.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So, real quick, before I get to my story, all I want to say is you guys make my day every day. And
thank you.
If I could ask, who in the background does the random laugh? Because it just kills me every time.
That would be me, sir.
Probably Mike. We're busy talking. Mike's laughing at us, you see.
Okay. Real quick story here, man. I was about 9, 10-ish years old. And what happened was I was playing Frisbee with my buddy. And this is back in the day, man. We're talking years and years. Had an old greenhouse next door apartment, and we're shooting the Frisbee back and forth, and he accidentally hits it, and it goes up onto the greenhouse roof.
It doesn't break.
I'm like, oh, I'll get it. I said, no, man, that glass is going to break. Let me go get the rake. We'll scrape it down. And he goes, no, I got it. And he hops up on the glass, and he makes about 2 panels. And boom, through he goes.
Oh, Jesus, man.
And I'm like, oh, my God. And then, I'm young enough. This is my first big scare tragedy. You know, I'm like, oh, my God, is he dead? And so I go running in. And as I go running in, he's running out. And he's got like 3 spots bleeding from the top of his head. And this blood was shooting like 3 feet in the air.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. I said, oh, my God. I said, all I could think of was
I was right by my house. I said, I'll go run and get my mom or dad or something. We got to help my friend. So came flying up. My parents had wet rags and put him on his head, hopped in the car, and I'm just holding his head with this rag. I'm just, oh my goodness, it was horrible.
Was he okay?
Yeah, he ended up being okay, but it was a quick trip to the hospital.
Yeah, better what? You got blood shooting out of you.
Yeah, and the neighbors don't have a greenhouse anymore. And all the weed he fell on.
I know.
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Steven. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
All right. Starts off with my friend Gary giving me $50 to eat a mushroom cap bigger than a Dorito. So I start off, I'm like, all right, Allie, you're going to give me money to eat this mushroom cap? Deal. Well, I'm trying to impress this girl, Jennifer. I'm trying to look cool. All right, so I stack this mushroom cap in between these Doritos and eat this thing. About an hour goes by and things just go buck wild. I'm afraid of the light. I've got a golf club that has become my best friend. It is me and the golf club. I named him 4-Foot Pete. Well, everything that is said and done, longest story short, I wake up the next morning. I'm in her living room with her whole family just about, sitting there watching TV. And I wake up and I've got the same golf club down one of the legs of my pants with my pants undone. All I can do is stand up, look at them in the eyes, and pull the golf club out of my pants, and I never saw them again. I walked out that door and I never went back.
They didn't try to wake you up or anything?
Nothing. I don't know. I have no idea. I never went back. I to this day, I mean, it's been 20 plus years. I've never went back.
Were any words even exchanged, or just you standing up and pulling the golf club? Was it 4-Foot Pete or whatever out of your pants and rolling out?
Yeah, I just pulled it out of my pants. I was like, I think I said, "Hi, Chris." That was her dad. Trying to button my pants, and I was on my way home.
Whose golf club was it? Was it his?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea where this golf club came from.
All right.
I have no clue.
I don't know if I want to hit a golf club that you had on your pants on.
I don't know. Hey, I'm about to try this one.
Not that.
That's all right, man.
They change out the grips.
God, it's like there was a woman used to smoke in the other building. You ask her for a light, man, and she's like, sure, hang on. And she reaches her hand in the front of her sweater and pulls it out of her bra. It's like, so normally I would but I don't want to make it more awkward. I don't think it was awkward to her. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. So I just put the cigarette in my mouth and let her light it. Because she was going to hand me the lighter. It's like, I'm not touching it.
There are signs in convenience stores in Florida that say no bra or swimsuit money.
Right.
Sock money.
Or sock money. Yeah, basically. I mean, like, if it's wet and nasty or whatever, they won't even take your money. Like, no, you can't. Yeah, I'm not taking this. Like, okay.
I know, it's the only place I've been where you see those signs consistently. And it's because every woman there just reaches in her bikini, and it's... The problem is it's just so wet. And the thing with Florida is it's hard to know if you just got out of the ocean, in which case this is not gross, or if it's just sweat, man.
I'll smoke a joint from there, no problem. That's about it. I've done that before.
I've seen that feel the moisture in my mouth.
Zip. Here you go. I'm like, it's okay, whatever.
I mean, it depends on a lot. Like, who is this woman?
Right, who's the woman?
How hot is it?
Right.
What's the humidity?
Yeah. Is it a wired bra?
How long have we been out here?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot.
So Ted's looking at his weather app to see if he's going to...
I'm just saying, like, I kind of judge, like a boob dollar on that. Or a bra dollar, right? Like, all right, like, like a couple weeks ago, right? It was 110 degrees.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Who had the most embarrassing screw up or mistake that you know? 206-421-ROCK.
How did you keep a joint in there and it didn't get wet?
I don't know. Dry ass breast.
Oh, what is this, dipped in like syrup or something? No. It's just the way I smoke
that
them.
hash oil? Nah, man, it's boob sweat. Hey, Cece, welcome to the men's room.
Hey, thanks, guys, for having me on.
Hola. We're doing well, Cece.
All right, long time listener, first time caller. Got to beat my dad on this one.
Okay, nice work.
So this, a little bit of background. So for about a year and a half, I traveled around as a wind turbine technician, and I trained the new hires on how to do all the procedures and everything. We travel all over the place. And so we're in the middle of, like, absolutely nowhere, Kansas, working at this site. And there's one hotel, very, very small, very kind of, not the highest end, But we're there. I got, let's call her Katie and Dan. And they've been working with me for about a week. And we go into the hotel, have our night, yada, yada. A few nights go by. It's pretty late in the night, and I get a knock on my door, open it up, and it's the manager. I'm like, hey, what can I do for you? And he's like, hey, aren't these guys working with you? They're making a lot of noise up in their rooms right now. Can you go and tell them to quiet down because I can't get a hold of them? I said, okay, yeah, I'll go check it out. So I walk over to their room. There's loud music going on. There's also some noises that I'm not quite too sure about what's going on in there. And I knock on the door, and the door swings open. And it's not one, not two, not three, but nine black dudes, all in an orgy with them.
Oh, really? All right.
In Kansas?
If they need a 10th.
I think that's every Jayhawk basketball player. Oh,
I don't even know where all these people came from. I just kind of like blanked out for a second. You know, I'm 23. So, and these guys are like 30, 35. And I'm like, hey, can you guys need to leave before we get in trouble. And they just all jumped out of what they were doing, grabbed blankets, and were like, oh, God, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well,
and then
do I understand? There's only one woman in there, right?
There's one woman and one dude.
Okay. I'm just wondering.
So there's 10 dudes and one woman.
Are they just kind of hanging out, waiting for their, you know what I mean? I mean, are they all engaged with each other?
They were all doing altercations with each other.
Oh, okay. All right.
Altercation.
Altercation. So everybody's having a good time.
Yeah, and it was extremely awkward to watch all 9 of them leave the room with towels.
Were you impressed with any of them? Like, hey, no, you can stay. My man, Dingo Warrior, you hang out for a while.
Dingo Warrior.
Now, let me ask you this. I'm not saying you wanted to be a part of that, but were you somewhat offended that no one even asked?
No, I was not very offended. I've got my man back home.
Okay, yeah. I would not expected that. I mean,
no, that is not where I thought the story would go.
Small hotel in Kansas.
9 black guys having sex with my one coworker.
Yeah. And each other.
Both of the coworkers were having fun with the 9 guys.
Well, Cece, I will tell you this. I did not know that the wind turbine business lent itself to such
We're
things.
talking about
man.
Mobile, Alabama. Maybe we should go to Kansas.
Yeah, maybe Kansas is where it's at.
Sounds like that's where the dudes are. Who had the most embarrassing screw-up or mistake that you know? You are listening to The Men's Room.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Start summer up by mixing things up with top paint and stain brands at Lowe's. Shop HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams, Valspar, Cabot to find the perfect pop of color or classic shade you've been looking for. And don't forget to prep your deck for the season with reliable wood stain and sealer. Now's the perfect time to complete your paint or stain project. Lowe's, all things summer, all at the right price.